Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskrityam
Namaskrityam.
Devam Chaiva Narottamam
Param Chaivam
Narasimham.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato
Tato
Jayamudiraye
Jayamudiraye.
Nashtoprayeshva Bhadreshu
Prayeshu
Nashtoprayeshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Uttama Sloke
Loke.
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiti
Bhakti
Bhakti
Bhavati
Bhavati
Nastiti
Nastiti.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Vaya.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki
Nandanaya Cha
Nandana.
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya
Jaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, text number 23. So this canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is The Pure Devotional Service, The Change in the Heart. Okay, please repeat the slogan behind me. Jīvañ chavo bhāgavatāṅghri-reṇuṁ
Jīvañ
Jīvañ
chavo
chavo
bhāgavata-aṅghri-reṇuṁ
na jātu martyo abhilabheta
na jātu martyo
abhilabheta
abhilabheta
śrī-viṣṇu-padyā manujas tulasyaḥ
śrī-viṣṇu-padyā manujas tulasyāḥ
tulasī
śvasañ chavo yastu na veda gandham.
śvasañ chavo yastu na veda gandham.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Jīvan,
Jīvan,
while living.
while living.
Śavaḥ,
Śvasañ,
a dead body.
a
a
dead
dead
body.
body.
Bhagavata-aṅghri-reṇuṁ,
Bhagavata-aṅghri-reṇuṁ.
the dust of the feet of a pure devotee.
The dust of
The
the
dust
feet
the
of
dust
a
of
pure
the feet of
devotee.
a pure devotee.
Na,
Na
never.
Never.
Jātu,
jātu
Jātu,
at any time.
at any
at
time.
any time.
Martyaḥ,
Martyaḥ,
mortal.
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 Abhilabheta,
Abhilabheta,
Bhilabheta,
particularly received.
particularly
particularly
received.
received.
Yaha,
Yaha,
Yeah,
a person.
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 Two,
To
Two,
but.
but
but
Śrī,
Sri,
three,
with opulence.
the
with
opulence.
opulence.
Viṣṇu-padyāḥ,
Viṣṇu-padyāḥ,
Vishnu-padyā,
of the lotus feet of Vishnu.
of the
of
lotus
the
feet of
lotus
Vishnu.
feet of Vishnu.
manu-jaḥ,
Manujas,
Manujaḥ,
a descendant of Manu, a man.
a
descendant
descendant
of
of
Manu, a man.
Manu, man.
Tulasyāḥ,
Tulasyāḥ,
leaves of the tulasī tree.
leaves of
of the
the
tulasī
tree.
tree.
Śvasañ,
Śvasan,
Śvasan,
while breathing.
while
while
breathing.
breathing.
Śavaḥ,
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 still a dead body.
still a dead body.
dead body.
Yaha,
Yaha,
Yeah,
tu,
who,
tu,
to,
two,
but.
but
Na veda,
na
na
Veda,
veda.
never experienced.
never
Never
experienced.
experienced.
Gandham,
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 the aroma.
the
aroma.
aroma.
Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charna Vidna A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Translation, please repeat behind me. The person
The
The
person
person
who has not at any time
who has not
who
at
has
any
not
time
at any time
received the dust of the
received the
received the
dust
dust
of
of
the
the
feet of the Lord's pure devotee
feet of the Lord's
feet of the
pure
Lord's
devotee
pure devotee
upon his head
upon his
upon
head
his head
is certainly a dead body.
is certainly a
is
dead
certainly
body,
a dead body.
And the person
and the person
And the person
who has never experienced
who
has
has
never
never
experienced
experienced
the aroma of the tulasī leaves
the
the
aroma of the
aroma of
tulasī
the tulasī leaves
from the lotus feet of the Lord
from the lotus
from
feet
the
of the
lotus
Lord
feet of the Lord
is also a dead body,
is also a dead
is
body,
also a dead body,
although breathing.
all the breathing.
although breathing.
Purport. According to Srila Viswanath Chakravarti Thakura, the breathing dead body is a ghost. When a man dies, he is called dead. But when he again appears in a subtle form, not visible to our present vision, and yet acts, such a dead body is called a ghost. Ghosts are always very bad elements, always creating a fearful situation for others. Similarly, the ghost-like non-devotees who have no respect for the pure devotees, nor for the Vishnu deity in the temples, create a fearful situation for the devotees at all time. The Lord never accepts any offering by such impure ghosts. There is a common saying that one should first love the dog of the beloved before one shows any loving sentiments for the beloved. The stage of the pure devotion is attained by sincerely serving a pure devotee of the Lord. The first condition of devotional service to the Lord is therefore to be a servant of a pure devotee. And this condition is fulfilled by the statement, reception of the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who has also served another pure devotee. That is the way the pure disciplic succession or devotional parampara. Maharaja Raghugana inquired from the great saint Jadabharata as to how he had attained such a liberated stage of a Paramahamsa, and in answer, the great saint replied as follows. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.12.12. Raghuganaita tapasana yati na chedyaya nirvapana grahatva na chandasa naiva jalagni suryair Veena Mahatpadarajo Abhishekam. The meaning, O King Raghugana, the perfectional stage of devotional service or the Paramahamsa stage of life cannot be attained unless one is blessed by the dust of the feet of great devotees. It is never attained by tapasya, austerity, the Vedic worshipping process, acceptance of renounced order of life, the discharge of duties of household life, the chanting of the Vedic hymns, or the performance of penance in the hot sun, within cold water or before the blazing fire. In other words, Lord Sri Krishna is the property of his pure unconditional devotees, and as such, only the devotee can deliver Krishna to other devotee. Krishna is never obtainable directly. Lord Chaitanya therefore designated himself as Gopi Burtuhu, Gopi Bartuhu, Padakamalayir, Dasa Dasanu Dasa, or the most obedient servant of the servants of the Lord, who maintains the Gopi damsels at Vrindavana. A pure devotee, therefore, never approaches the Lord directly, but tries to please the servant of the Lord's servants, and thus the Lord becomes pleased. And only then can the devotee release the taste of the tulasī leaves stuck to his lotus feet. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the Lord is never to be found by becoming a great scholar for the Vedic literatures, but he is very easily approachable through his pure devotees. In Vrindavana, all the pure devotees pray for the mercy of Srimati Radharani, a pleasure potency of Lord Krishna. Srimati Radharani is a tender-hearted feminine counterpart of the supreme whole, resembling the perfectional stage of the worldly feminine nature. Therefore, the mercy of Radharani is available very readily to the sincere devotees, and once she recommends such a devotee to Lord Krishna, the Lord at once accepts the devotee's admittance into his association. The conclusion is therefore that one should be more serious about seeking the mercy of the devotee than that to the Lord directly. And by once doing so, by the goodwill of the devotee, the natural attraction for the service of the Lord will be revived. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurulmanidamina Dasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu-padyāḥ Krishna Prishthāya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pāśāśya Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Śrī-vasādi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today's sloka it is talking about the the two things. He is talking about the two things. One is how to get the bhakti. It is through the pure devotees. By approaching a pure devotee only, we can get the bhakti. Second thing, then the aroma of the tulasī leaf and the lotus feet of the Lord. So if a person who would not get the dust of a pure devotee and who not experience the aroma of the tulasī leaf, which is the feet of the lotus feet of the Lord Hari, these two persons are, even though they are breathing, those two persons are called, they are dead body only. Like that. This is the meaning this sloka. So why we are saying like this? Because directly nobody can. That's what Prabhupada also explaining in the purport, and also he's quoting the Srila Vaisnava Chakravarti Thakur's purport also. So the ghost, actually the subtle body, when the somebody died, so if there is a unfulfilled desires and they left the body before their time, so those kind of atmas, they will be there in the within this material world only. So they will be there in the material, in the subtle body. So those people won't be visible to our eyes. So those kind of ghosts, we'll call them as a ghost. So those kind of ghost, what it will do, it will try to catch hold of the weak person, and whatever the desires they had, he wanted to fulfill their desire through that body. Because this ghost doesn't have the body, it is only subtle body. So through the subtle body, he try to catch hold of a weak person and try to fulfill his desires. So this is the way the ghost is always trying to fulfill the desire through the other body. So all the desires will be material desire only. There won't be any spiritual desire for the ghost. Because materially they are exhausted and they left the body without completing their desires and before their specific time to be in the earth. So those kind of people like the ghost. So he is comparing the non-devotees like a ghost who are not giving the respect to the pure devotees of the Lord, or not worshipping the Lord Hari, so the Supreme Lord. So these people there is no difference between the ghost and these people. Like that, Vishnu Chakravarti is explaining. And here, and again, Maharaja's Jada-bharat. So Jada-bharat, so we already discussed who is Jada-bharat. So Bharat Maharaja, when Bharat Maharaja, he was ruling the entire world. He is a great emperor. At the end of the last stage, at the end of his life, so what he did, he left all his kingdom, all his opulences, and he left for the self-realization. So he left all his kingdom, his family, everything he left. He went to the forest. He was in the Bhava stage. Bhava stage means there's a 9 stage, right? And in that he was in the Bhava stage. So he was chanting the holy name of the Lord. He wanted to get into the secure place. He went to a forest so that there is no disturbance. He can concentrate on the Lord and he can lift the body and he can attain the liberation. That is his aim. And he left all the opulences, all the kingdom, and he stayed in the forest and he was doing his tapasya. So what happened? We know that a deer came in his life, and at the end of what happened at the end of the life, he remembered the deer and he left the body. So what happened after that? The next birth he became a deer. So he had a remembrance of his previous birth also. So what happened? The Jada-bharat, he was in the body of the deer. He was staying near to the hut of where the devotees used to stay. So there he used to hear whatever the devotees are discussing, whatever the mantras, whatever the devotees discussion, all those he was hearing, because there is those devotees always they will discuss about the Lord. So he was hearing that, and whatever the dry leaves available there, he used to eat and he used to stay there, because he know that because of his previous birth mistake, he became a deer in this birth. So he don't want to give any chance to next birth. Next birth to become another animal. So he consciously, even though he was in the deer form, he was associated with the pure devotees of the Lord. Then at the end of the deer life, then he got a human birth. Then that birth is called Jada Bharat. So why we call it as Jada Bharat? Since he was associated with the Brahmanas and all, and the previous birth he was a pious, pure devotee of the Lord. So the Lord gave the opportunity. Yes, as the Lord is always saying that in Bhagavad Gita, saying that Neha Vikramana Soste Pratyayayona Vidyate Swalpamabhiyasya Dharmasya Trayate Makato Bhayat. This 2.40 in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that even though a small amount of devotional service you do, that will save you from the great danger. So here, since the Jada Bharat, he did a great, he came for the tapasya, the form of when he was in the Bharat. So he had the pious credit he has, the material credit, he has the Sukriti. So again, after once he left the animal body, the deer body, then he born in a Brahmana family. So Lord provided the way so that he can continue his bhakti from there. So he was Jada Bharat, he born, and he has remembrance of his previous births. He was the deer, and also he was a Bharata. So he has those remembrance. So whatever the mistake he did, because since he got the human body, now this is the right chance to get the liberation. So he don't want to miss the chance. So he acted like a Jada, means deaf and deaf. So he won't speak, he won't hear anything. He was like, he was acted. He was able to hear, he was able to speak, but he won't to speak anything. He looked like a dull person. So why he became a dull person means nobody wanted to give attention to him. He don't want any disturbance from the society and his family. So the society also left him, and the family members also left him, like he's a mad person like that. But he was a pure devotee of the Lord. He was always chanting the holy name of the Lord. Like that, he was doing his devotional service, even in the form of Jada Bharat. So one day what happened, this Maharaja Raghugana, they were coming on the palanquin, and one of the 4 person used to take the palanquin, right? One person, he got some hurt. So one person was needed there to carry the palanquin. That time Jada Bharat was crossing that place. Then the king asked the soldiers to pull that Jada Bharat and ask him to carry this palanquin. So Jada Bharat, he didn't say anything. Humbly, he was a pure devotee of the Lord, and he didn't say anything. He never reacted. He's ready to take the palanquin. So he was carrying the palanquin. That time, what happened? The Jada Bharat, he was not walking properly. And because of that, the palanquin was trembling here and there. He was shaking here and there. So which is not comfortable for the king inside. So the king, what happened? He shouted with a filthy language. The Jada Bharat, what you are doing like that? So by hearing that, Jada Bharat, he was speaking in the philosophical way. He was giving the answer to the king. So by hearing that, so the king got, there is a big chapter is there in the 5th canto. There is a 12th chapter. It is talking about the Jada Bharat pastime. There, this is one of the sloga. Here, he is giving the instruction to the Maharaja Raghugana. So Raghugana, after hearing, he was speaking like a great philosophy. Then he stopped and he asked, "Who are you and why you are doing like this? And please enlighten me." Like that, he was begging Jada Bharat, and Jada Bharat giving the instructions to Maharaja Raghugana. So this is one of the instruction. Here he is in this sloka in 5.12.12. He is giving the how he attained the Paramasa stage. Means we cannot attain without the devotional service. We cannot attain the Paramasa stage. So what first we need to do? See, he is saying that unless one is blessed by the dust of the feet of the great devotee, so that is the highlighted point over here. Without the great devotees' blessings, you cannot become a Paramahamsa. You cannot be a devotee of the Lord. So what again he is saying that, so whatever the tapasya you do alone, without approaching a devotee, and follow the Vedic worshipping process, accept you become a renowned sort of life of your own, discharge of you complete your household duty life, means you relieve from the household life and take the vanaprastha life, and you chant the Vedic hymns, whatever if you do, and you can also performance the penance, like be there in the hot sun, and be there in the tapasya, do the tapasya within the cold water, and do the and near the blazing fire. All those tapasya the person can do. So if you do all this also, you cannot attain the devotion. You cannot get the devotion because you didn't approach the pure devotee of the Lord. So that is the Jadabharat is explaining about the greatness of the pure devotees. So the pure devotees of the Lord, they are roaming our like a human being, but they are in their exalted position. Even though they are like a human body, they have the, by seeing ourselves, if we are saying that they are also having the bodily problems, they are also feeling hunger and all, but still, even though they are in the human body, but they are the pure devotees of the Lord. And Krishna also, he is very close to his pure devotees of the Lord. So whatever the pure devotees is just they wanted to the pure devotees desire, immediately he will approve that. So the pure devotee, whatever he want, immediately he will approve. So like that, we can also see in our parampara also, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, his desire, some of his disciples wanted to go to the Western countries, they need to preach the Krishna consciousness. That is a desire of the Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. But Lord sent Srila Prabhupada there, and as a disciple, then he instructed Srila Prabhupada. Immediately, Prabhupada took us the life and soul. He worked for 50 years to get into that mood, and again, then he went to the Western countries, he preached, and he succeeded. So whenever there is a pure devotees of the Lord, even what Prabhupada, where there also Prabhupada struggled when he entered America, he also struggled for 1 year, he was struggling. He didn't get a proper devotees to preach, because there are so many, because all the 4 regulatives principles are breached over there. So nobody ready to compromise the 4 regulative principles. And Prabhupada also strict in his activities, strict in his rules. The 4 regulative principles we have to follow like that. So later, the hippies who almost, they always preaching the 4 regulative principles, they become the devotees of the Lord. That is the desire, because that is a desire. There is a mission. Prabhupada went there, that mission got succeeded there. So because of that, the worldwide, everywhere, all over the world, all the countries, the Krishna consciousness was spreaded by Srila Prabhupada. So that is when the pure devotee of the Lord desires something, the Lord will definitely, he will help for that. Lord will make it happen. So that is and only the pure devotee can give bhakti to others. That's what, see, if you want to light another candle, you cannot, you need another light. Then only you can light another candle, right? You need a candle or you need a matchbox. Then only you can make another candle fire. So without this matchbox or another fired candle, without fire, you cannot make another candle. You can light a fire another candle. So that means the similar way to make one person a devotee, another devotee only can make the another person as a devotee. Without the devotee's help, nobody can become a devotee with our own, by following, right, like Jadabharat explained, by following the Vedic hymns, by following the renounced order of life, any mean, we cannot get the bhakti. So, so bhakti, it should be through the pure devotees of the Lord. So similarly, in Narada Muni life also we can see, he also, in his previous life, he was serving the pure devotees of the Lord. Because of that, he got he became a Narada Muni in his next life. And the similar way, when Narada Muni give the knowledge to Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj, they became a pure devotees of the Lord. So only the pure devotee can give the bhakti. So there are so many examples we can see from the historically from the history onwards, but now also from the Bhagavatam pages also we can see pure devotees are only can give the bhakti to others. And now also we are seeing, practically we saw our ISKCON founder Acharya, he was a pure devotee. He gave the bhakti to the people who are all around, even the Western countries people also. So that is the way the bhakti can be distributed only by the pure devotee of the Lord. And the Lord also saying in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Lord is saying that why he is coming, personally coming to this material world. Because Lord is controlling this material world from, he can control this from the spiritual world itself, he can control. From the Goloka Vrindavana only he can control. Why he is coming personally? The first thing is he is saying in 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the pure devotees of the Lord, sadhus. So to give the protection to the devotees, he is appearing in this material world first. Vinashaya sadrupchutam. After that only he wants to destroy the unlawful people, miscreants. And dharma samastava nartaya. After that only he wanted to re-establish the dharma. So that is the way Lord is saying that his first activity is to paritranaya sadhunams, to protect the devotees. Only Lord is appearing in this material world. So that is the unalloyed pure devotees, to save them, because Lord and the bonding between the Lord and pure devotees, nobody can understand. Only the other devotee can understand. So, and also here it is Prabhupada, this purport is mentioning that first, if you wanted to satisfy a beloved, so the beloved dog, first you need to serve the dog, then only you can get the mercy of the beloved. So some master is there and one dog is there. In order to, if you want to impress the master, first you need to make a friendship with the dog, so that, because the Lord has the master has so much affection with the dog. So in such cases, if you go and if you give some biscuit to the dog, and if you connect with the dog, and dog also having the reciprocate with you, then the master will happy, because the dog you connect with the dog. The similar way, we are all like a servants of the master, the Supreme Lord. So we are the pure devotees of, means who are all the pure devotees of the Lord. They are all like the servants. So if you are Lord's servant, they are the Lord's servants in the form of human being in this material world. If you serve the pure devotees of the Lord will be happy automatically, and the bhakti will appear in our heart as well. So our duty is to serve the pure devotees of the Lord and get the bhakti also. So the dust of we need to get the dust of the pure devotee and put in our head, so that we can also get the bhakti from them. Also, the another thing, we have to smell the tulasī leaves, which is there in the lotus feet of the Lord. So if these two things are very auspicious, through that we can get the bhakti in our heart. So if the person who is not giving the respect to this lotus feet, the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotees, and the tulasī leaf from the lotus feet of the Lord, if the person is not respecting, that person is considered as a dead body. Even though he is breathing, he is dead body in this material world. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any doubt, any questions, any clarifications?